back to another video. This is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity, where we do small bore and regular bikes, but mostly small bore stuff, Honda Ruckus, scooters, mini bikes, and make parts. We do all sorts of stuff. Anyways, so for today, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start. This is the beginning of reconditioning the Ruckus to a rideable condition where I'm not sad with it or upset with it, or I don't feel like riding it because I just don't want to get stranded, I guess. So what I did was, I know if you guys watch my videos, I tried to powder coat my rear clutch bell, and I messed it up. I finally sandblasted all of it, and then after I sandblasted it all, some spots still had like some kind of weird water or something, and it caused the powder coat to like go really bad in that area. So what I ended up doing was I bought a new one. I bought an NCY Racing. If you look at it, it's got kind of a star shape with really thin arms, and then they're kind of a little bit at an angle. I like that. It looks good. It's a little, it says it's a racing clutch. It's supposed to be lighter, but I don't know. It feels like it's heavier, but we'll get to that point in just a second. So I decided to go ahead and do a little bit of weighing on it. I weighed the first one, and I forget what it is. But I'll put it on the screen if I forget. And this is how heavy the first one was. So then I took the second one, the new one, and went ahead and weighed it, and it actually weighed 2 ounces more than the previous one. So I don't get that, but it is heavier. Now, heavier on a flywheel is cool for inertia, but heavier is worse for takeoff and stuff like that, just like a flywheel in your bike. So I went ahead and installed it and put it on, used the impact. Don't mind me, I forgot to put the washer on. I noticed that later on after I put it on, but I'll put the washer on later on. And got it ready for its next life living on the Ruckus. So another problem I've been having in the Ruckus is the carburetor. I'm not confident the carburetor is good, and I wanted to upjet to a 122 from a 120. I don't know if you saw the ride where I went to the vape shop, but it was really giving me some weird idling problems and stuff. Not to mention I did lose my vacuum line running, so I'm surprised it didn't die earlier. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the carburetor off, time lapse it a little bit, and then we'll go into some detail into taking apart this OKO 30mm part. Anyways, let's get to it.
Don't go where you can't get dope. Got a free cell.
So what we're going to do is take the float bowl off the carb, which is these screws on the bottom. Obviously on the float bowl, gas is going to get everywhere, but that's okay. It's just gas. It won't hurt you. Do not lose these two, which is weird that there's two and not four, but okay. Then there's the float bowl. Now there's a stick right here that sticks out, so you got to be careful with that. Then you have your float. So how this works is when you have low gas in your float bowl, the valve is open to this, right? But then as the bowl fills up, then the valve shuts the gas off and it doesn't put any more gas in. And then you use gas out of the bowl, and then it opens this back up, and it's a constant opening and closing. So if you're using an electric fuel pump and it's pumping gas in and it pumps it in, it's the same thing as a vacuum fuel pump, or at least in principle. And yeah, I broke my fuel line right here. My bad. So then we have to take the float off, which is a simple pin. Get something to push the pin out. Remember the orientation of everything. Pull the pin out. And then take the float, and there's always a little thing hanging off the float. This thing right here, this is what plugs and unplugs the fuel receptacle, or the fuel line on the hole. So keep that. Then if you look at the bottom of the carb, there is your slow jet, or your below 50-75% throttle one right here, and then you have your main jet right here. So let's go ahead and take those out. This is my main jet. Actually, it's the emulsifier and the main jet right now. That's the emulsifier, and the jet is inside of here. Then we need a screwdriver to take the slow jet out, and then we'll inspect. And then this is your jet, and what you're looking for is that there's no blockage inside of here. I can literally barely see through this even against the light, so there's obviously stuff in here. And then we'll take a look at the main jet. This main jet is a 120, and you can definitely see through that because it's a gigantic hole, but still I'm going to upgrade to a 122. So what we'll do is we'll continue to disassemble. It doesn't look that dirty. It doesn't look that clean either, but also as a note, for the main jet, like I was mentioning before, I think this is a 12 or a 14, and it opens up so you can change the main jet easily. So let's go ahead and get this into what we're going to use it to clean with. So you may or may not have seen this before. This is the Ultrasonic Cleaner. We're going to put the parts in here. Parts, float. I don't know how well that's going to clean. We're going to go ahead and set it to, turn it on. Set the temperature to maybe like 150 or so when it's warm. And then we'll set the ultrasonic. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the ultrasonic right there. Already shaking all a little bit. And turning it up. Yeah. Anyways, what we'll do is we will let that run for a couple of cycles, and then, ouch, and then we'll be right back, okay? See you in a second. So we're going to go ahead and put a new jet, and I have this 122 jet from a 120. I sell these now on smallenginevelocity.com for the, I think it's PWK carbs or the slide carbs. We're going to use this one, put it in the emulsifier, and then put it in the carb. You don't have to wail down on it, just make it tight. It's brass, it's going to stay. And then the slow jet, which we can now see through, which is a good thing. We get the float bowl, hang the dilly whopper from the float bowl into the little hole. I got it upside down, my bad. I did mention before that you need to make note of which way it went in, so apparently I failed. Put it the right way. This part tends to be a little bit difficult because this little brass rod right here, so it might take a few tries to get it in there right. There you go. See? All of a sudden it just goes in. Put the screws back in, and then we put it back in the bike. So we'll put the fuel line back in. Hold on, I gotta trim it. Now we'll put the fuel line back in. Put the carb back into the manifold. Tighten it down. Put the vacuum line back in the manifold down here. Put the slide carb back in. Again, don't whale it down shut. Just get it hand tight. Make sure your choke is off. And yeah, looks like everything's back together again. I did clean the filter. The filter actually is over in the cleaner right now. So let's go ahead and get a key and see if we can get this to start like this. Gotta love the GY6. This is the #1 reason why I liked having an electronic fuel pump. Never had anything to do this crap. Anyways, let's give it a start. And it looks like we're good to go. So what's next? You think I'm going to take this down and start riding it right away? No way. Huh. I have a very annoying buzz in the back, vibration, and it's horrible. One of the things that I've been having problems with is this. If you look, the brake cable goes like this, and then makes a 60-degree turn into the brake, to the point where, like, I don't know, I can't get enough pull. It's tight. The thread here is tightened all the way down, and it's still not clamping enough to close the rear brake. So I think it's so close that it's causing a vibration through the brake pad on here. So plus I need to clean this rear wheel. But yeah, I'm gonna change that. Clean the bike off, because I learned that you don't want to powder coat. Ugh, it's just dirty. I'm going to change this and powder coat it black. I'm going to fix this right here. I never fixed this problem right here, where it's too tall here and the other side is shorter. I'm hoping that's not causing any issues with alignment on the wheels. I need to take the front side cup holder off, because now I have the rear side cup holder, and then there's just a bunch of stuff. I'm considering making this orange also, but I don't want to make it too orange. We'll see. Plus clean up, and then there's my horn. Oh, my horn. And then I got some project stuff for the tail light. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I am making a conscious effort to get the Ruckus back in condition so I can start riding it again, because I've been pretty lazy about it, and I've been pretty I don't know, disappointed in the way it has been running, so I really haven't been riding it or doing anything with it, is part of the reason why. So hopefully once I get all this taken care of, I can just be able to jump on it and ride it. And I need to remember to go ahead and, if I'm not going to ride it for a week, at least start it every other day or something. I'll put an alarm on my phone. Anyways, next video, we're going to go ahead and put the brake cable in, and then we're going to go ahead and do a little testing with that new clutch. And then we're going to also finish fixing some other little pieces here and there. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see everybody in the next video.